Good game night, everyone. Brad's board is back in action tonight. And this time I'm bringing you Bacon Sale. Almost rolled off the table. Um, yeah, that's what I got for you. Is that good enough? If it's not, I got a rolling pin for you here. Okay, so here we go. Bacon Sale. This is part of the Solo Showdown March Madness Tournament of Awesomeness. We're getting close to the end here, and I did come in a little bit late, so I got two more games to do. I kind of started catching up, but I got to get moving. And I think we're going to be able to move through this game a little bit faster. So, Bacon Sale, you can see here, is a sheet of paper with a whole lot of information on it. I saw a couple of the other folks play this. I saw Hans play this game first, and then Matt from One Player played it, and then I saw Vaselko, and I have to say, each time I saw it, I kind of felt a little more like I don't know if I want to play this game. I don't know if I want to learn it. And I finally sat down and I, really paid attention to the rules, read through the rules, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And it's been okay, but I don't know. This is not a game I'm getting super excited about. But I'm going to give it a go for the competition. And interestingly, there's been a lot of analysis of this game on the One Player Discord, and it looked like Vaselko put some analysis into it. Some of the other folks on there did so as well, and I decided I'm going to take a crack at it as well. So today, this happened. Yeah, maybe a little too much time. So I put together an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm not going to go through it all, but in the upper right hand corner, basically, I was trying to figure out what's the points per time per loaf for each of these breads, and it's like, because I didn't want to have to focus in on the special and the sourdough, but the sourdough definitely, and it turns out for what it's worth, the baguette is pretty good. The special, what is it called? The bakery special is still a little bit better points per time per loaf, but it takes a whole lot more time, and you don't have that time in this game to be able to focus on that. So I've picked the strategy, and I have to say I'm not going to do a rules video this time. So if you're here looking to learn how to play Bake and Sale, please go check out some of the other vids that I've posted in the links below. You can learn the rules there. And if you don't want this game spoiled, I would say don't stick around for this video, because I'm going to go completely analytical on it, and I think I found a pretty good strategy. It mimics some of the other strategies I've seen as well. But if you're looking to kind of figure some things out yourself, don't watch this video, because I'm just going to kind of outright talk about these things. But if you're cool just kind of seeing what happens, well, let's see what happens. So, where are we going this game? So here's what I'm going to focus in on. Bring this up. So bread-wise, I'm going after, I'm going to get a focus here. I'm going to go after the sourdough and the baguette. And I would say primarily because both of those only take 2 resources. Everything else takes 3. So just by that reason alone, we don't have to pay the cost to get a third anything. I'll also pick up at least 1 loaf of the ciabatta so that I can hit one of my awards down here, the producing at least 3 different types. So I'm going to focus in on baguette and sourdough. I want to make all 8 loaves of that. I'll make as many of the ciabatta as I can. I want to get every single award. So produce 3 different types, 5 quality stars. That's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to try to get exactly 5 quality stars. Produce 15. That shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to gain fame icons. So that's going to be a strategy too. I want to get as many of these as possible. I would like to get at least the 6, 7, and 8 here and pick up the marketing agency. So those are good bang for your buck there as well. And of course, reaching a business size of 6. I think that's absolutely necessary in this game. And the thing I'm going to use to help me get there, because my ingredients for the baguette are the all-purpose flour And I can't tell what these pictures are. Is that yeast? It looks like a bowl of ice cream. Can I mix my flour with a bowl of ice cream? I'll do that. And then the sourdough bread is the high gluten flour and a little person in a vial. Is that what that is? Is there a little person in there? That's that's olive oil. But notice up here, up here. So yeast and olive oil are the easiest ones to get. Eggs and butter will show up. So I'm going to get those, and I don't need those. Not even for the ciabatta, because that takes exactly the same extra ingredients of yeast and olive oil. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I want to be able to switch out as many as I can. So I'm going to do the Friendly Bakery. I could do Stockroom, but I'm going to choose Friendly Bakery to take my 1s and 4s that are extra and try to throw them at the resource that I need. And for any of those extra ones I get, it's going to be fine, because I'll just go to the voluntary agency and I'll give up 3 of those supplies each in order to get me some extra time. And I'll probably have to use the hiring agency a few times as well. But I think I've got something that should quite readily be able to get me up over 200 points, assuming these fellas do their job. So of course it's going to come down to some of those rolls, but if I can manage those with the Friendly Bakery, I think I'm going to be all set. So that's it. I want to say my strategy up front. That's what we're going to be going for. And it's going to be kind of boring early on. If you watch Veselko's video, I mean, it made me laugh. He raced right through the game, and he was just doing bam, 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 crossing stuff off. And you know what? That's kind of what you're doing early on. You're not going to be doing, like, it doesn't make any sense to do baking early on. You're just going to build up resources. And, well, definitely not baking early on, but not even collecting resources early on, because you need to get your business size up to 6. So there we go. Let's get firing away with this game. So we'll zoom in here a little bit so you can actually see what's going on. First of all, I have to say, I got myself some plastic sheets to put these printouts in so that I can write on top of them with whiteboard markers. All the other solo gamers are doing it, and I thought, okay, why not? Why not join in the fun for the print and plays? I really want to use the super clear one, but the reflection on this is kind of wicked awful. So no, I don't think so. I got the color version. Isn't this nice? I have a printer at work I get to use. So I guess I hope nobody from work is listening. All right, so where are we going? Here we go. The very beginning. What I'm going to do on day 1. Well, business size. Business size goes up to 3, which means I cross off 2. How would you feel if I just do this? 4, 5, and 6. And go day 2, day 3, day 4. How about that? So this was me visiting the bakery consulting. I can only visit once per day. So there we go, 4 days. I've just ticked that off. I got to business size 6, and as long as I don't actually gain any resources, any of my supplies until day 4, then I don't think I've made anybody mad. All right, next thing I want to do. What else am I looking for? I think I'll just go ahead and I'll grab my Friendly Bakery a while. So I'm just gonna circle that to remind myself I got that, and that'll cost 3. And so I can grab Fame anytime, but no, I'm not gonna worry about that yet. Another thing I'll definitely need, so Baguette and Ciabatta don't need any rolling pins because it's already circled. I am going to need to get 3 rolling pins for the sourdough, but I can expect 2 of them are gonna come from yeast and olive oil, which I absolutely have to get a whole bunch of. So I only need to get 1 for the moment. So I'll spend a rolling lab, so 2 time to get a rolling pin. 2 time. And we'll get my first rolling pin for sourdough. And lastly, since I only have 1 time left for today, I guess I'll go out and I will proselytize the grandness of my new bakery to folks. So I'm going to grab a Fame. In order to do that, which one of these? Where is it? Should be right in front of me. Baking Network. So that gives me 1 thumbs up. Okay, that's it. So that's day 1. Day 2, which is sort of started already here, is going to be let's get these stars now. So I've been sort of thinking about how to deal with the stars best. I definitely want to get 3 stars for one of these. Sourdough, in a way, is kind of already sort of high packed and powerful to start with, and I might not worry too much about filling it. But then again, the more stars, the better. And I think so. I definitely want to get those 5 stars. 2 of them are going to, again, be coming from getting resources that I absolutely have to get. So if I want 5 stars, I know I only need to get 3 myself. So we're going to visit Bakery Academy 3 times to get 3 stars. So we'll check off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to end the day. And that's going to get me 3 stars. And I'm going to put them on the baguette first. Well, 2 of them on the baguette, and then I'll put 1 on the sourdough. In one of my playthroughs, I found that I needed to I needed to do a baking of my baguettes early because I wasn't, I don't know, time management. Anyway, there we go. That's the end of day 2. And we head off into day 3. Day 3 is all about going down to the streets with my flyers and my business cards and saying, come to my new bakery. It's so amazing. It's so awesome. One of these days I'm going to get some ingredients and maybe I'll even bake some bread. But for now, yeah, we're just awesome. Just come on down. So let's start with marketing agency. So I'm gonna do that one. That's going to cost me 3 time, and that's going to get me my 3 thumbs up and a 16 there. So mark off 3 time. And while I'm out and about, I'm just going to keep going and getting fame. So 1, 2, 3, 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. That was the end of day 3. Moving right along. And now we're in day 4. I've gotten my business size up to 6 now. And we actually have dice in this game, eh? Let's use them. Oh, it's going flying. Slide that back. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, what do we have to work with here? Can we see them all over there? Oh, boy. So 3, 5, and 6. So the 3 is going to get me a high gluten. The 5 and the 6 is going to get me the all-purpose. And the 1 and the 4, which is for my friendly bakery, is not present at all, but that's okay. We're still early on. So I'm going to get some yeast, and 5 and 6, eggs and butter. I don't want eggs and butter. This is not a roll that I'm going to want to repeat and visit the supplies a couple of times if that's the kind of junk I'm going to have to deal with. Okay, well, I'm going to visit it once to start with for sure. So I'm going to get high gluten and 2 all-purpose. Then we come down here and we'll get some yeast, and we're going to get some eggs and butter. So that'll cost me 2. So I could visit it 2 more times, and I'm going to get a whole lot of eggs and butter, which I pretty much would just have to throw towards the voluntary agency towards the end of the game to get more time. What I could do is I could just junk the rest of this turn, and I could just circle a whole bunch of fame, or maybe go after a star. I don't know. That would be one way that I could approach this. I'm definitely not happy with that roll. Is there some sort of reroll ability? I feel like every game we've been playing has a reroll ability. This one doesn't. But I've already committed to my friendly bakery. Not that the stockroom would have helped me out here. So, all right. But I don't want to forget about one more of these, which is the local supplier. As I can get 2 of anything. So even if I'm a little grumpy that this 5 and the 6 are not playing in my favor, I could just go ahead and visit the resources one more time, the supplies market, and then also go to the local supplier as well to sort of beef up the things that I need. So let's do that. So we'll take another high gluten, 2 more all-purpose. We get 1 more yeast, get some eggs and butter. And now I'm going to visit the local supplier. So that cost me 2 to do that. Then I'll also visit the local supplier. That'll cost me another 2. Sorry, you can't see me marking that off. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Visit the local supplier, and let's stock up on some of that olive oil that I haven't gotten anything of. All right, end of day 4. So what I'm looking for here is I need 8 high gluten, I need 8 all-purpose, 8 yeast, 8 olive oil. That's going to get me my 8 loaves of my baguettes and my sourdough bread. And then on top of that, I'm hoping for at least one, probably 2. I think I can afford 2 for the ciabatta, which is the high gluten and the olive oil and the yeast. So basically, I want 10 total of those 3 particular. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Okay, anyway, we're heading off to day 5. Let's see if I can stockpile those. I feel like this worked out a little better. Oh, good. So the high gluten I get 2 of now, and the all-purpose only 1. That's a good swap. 2, 3, and 4 is, oh, amazing, amazing. So yeast and olive oil, I'm getting everything that I want here. This is going to be a busy, busy shopping day because I'm very happy with that. Well, I don't get to circle those till afterward. So let's do visit supplies, high gluten, 2 of those, 1 all-purpose, and then a pair of yeasts. Oh no, it's the other way around. It's 3 and 4. It's 1 yeast and 2 olive oil. And there we go. That'll be the last day that I get to spend only 2. And I don't know if that sound just picked up on the microphone. My heater just turned on. I'm gonna go do something about that. It's April. I don't need that. Okay, heater's taken care of. Back to business. So I should be able to visit the market 2 more times. The cost is going to go up to 3 now, since I'm going to be crossing over here. And I got 6 time left this day. So yeah, let's hit up the market 2 more times. So high gluten, I get 2 of those, and 1 all-purpose. Get 1 yeast and 2 olive oil. So that'll cost me 3 time. And I crossed a whole bunch of things. So I'm gonna get me 2 stars. Where are those going? Those are gonna go on the sourdough. And I crossed the rolling pin. So I get one of my rolling pins, another one of my rolling pins for the sourdough. So I just have 1 more of those to get. And yeah, let's visit it 1 more time. I almost re-rolled. Don't need to do that. So 2 more high gluten, along with 1 all-purpose, another yeast, and 2 more olive oil. That's good. There we go. Heading off into day 6. So we're just getting lots and lots of deliveries. Using another good roll like that. I haven't really had to use the 1s and 4s. I mean, I circled that Friendly Bakery right away. I had to use that a lot in one of my sample plays where I was kind of testing out this strategy. And so I just figured I'd go for it right away, but maybe I wasted 3 time getting that so early. Oh, well, that's a whole lot of all-purpose flour, but that's interesting. I don't know what I think of that. I really have no way. Am I okay with that, though? Am I okay? Is that the high gluten? Is that the one I needed 8 or 10? The high gluten, because if I'm going to do the ciabatta, that needs the high gluten. So I wanted 10 of those. I almost could have gotten away with that otherwise. 8 actually would have been, 8 of the all-purpose would be enough, and I could just stop there. Okay, well, let's just see what happens. I'm going to visit the market. So 5, 6, and 6. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 of the all-purpose is what I'm getting stuck with, and then 1 yeast and 2 olive oil. Getting a lot extra there. Across the rolling pin, so I got my last rolling pin, and it cost me 3 to get to that. Oh, curious. So I need to boost. I need to boost my yeast. I'm gonna need 4 more yeast, and I need 2 more of the high gluten to get done what I want to do here. Man, yeah, this is where if I hadn't picked the Friendly Bakery right away, and I could now pick the stockroom if I wanted it, I could just make a swap, and 1, 3, 3 would all become high gluten for me. That would be perfect. But yeah, alas, it is how it is. I think I'm gonna junk these dice for the rest of the day. and we'll do a local supply visit to boost my yeast here. So I'm just 2 away from getting that. So that'll take 2 time. And then I'm just gonna go famous. We'll do one more big marketing push, and I'll use my last 3 time today to get that up. So I just need 2 more there, and I don't think I'm gonna be crossing that with eggs and butter. So I'm gonna have to buy those thumbs. Oh, actually, I may not have to. I may get the thumbs up just by coming across this finish line here. Okay, so day 7, and could really use 2, 1, 2, and 3s. All right. Yo, look at those 5s and 6s. That's not super helpful. This friendly bakery wasn't very helpful at all for me. All right, so 1, 2. I got what I needed there. So the question is, do I go over the line? I think I can avoid using the 5 if I want to and not cross over a line. But then again, it's like it costs 1 time to get 1 thumbs up. That's exactly what it costs anyway. So, I mean, I guess I might as well. So 1, 2, 1 all purpose. And the 2 5s get me eggs. And I get butter there. So that wasn't super helpful. That could have been really nice to get the yeast I need, since I do need 2 more of that for sure. At least 1 more so I can get that extra bread. Okay, so I got to pay for that. That cost me 4. It looks kind of dooming, but I know I'm going to get to borrow a bit of extra time off of the hiring agency and the voluntary agency. So I cross that thumbs up there. So I get that one. And I think I'm going to ignore those dice from here on out. So push those aside. Let's get my yeast. So we're going to go to the local supplier. 2 more. Get myself some yeast. And that's it. I've got everything I need. So now let's just bake bread 3 times, get a thumbs up, and I should be on my way. Let's start with the sourdough because I definitely want to make sure I get that. So sourdough is going to cost me 3 time. So 1, 2, and who am I going to borrow from first? I think I'm going to borrow from my supplies first. So I'm going to trade in 3 supplies in order to get an extra time. So what's 3? All right, so butter, butter, butter. Butter gone, and 3 supplies, get an extra time. And I guess I'm just going to cross that off right away. So that was the 3rd time that I needed, so that now I can produce my sourdough. So I need 8 high gluten and 8 olive oil. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 olive oil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I got my sourdough. There you go. So 8 sourdough at all those stars, and 2. Perfect. Okay, next. The baguette. Super cheap. It just takes 1 time. This is a really funny game. I mean, the idea is to bake bread. And it just costs 1, like all this other stuff costs so much. And here I'm just going to bake a whole bunch of, I had some interesting phrases in mind to say it. Butt ton, I don't know, the whole butt ton of bread with just paying 1 time. Okay, so who am I borrowing that time from? I'm going to borrow that time from eggs. The eggs will give me that time. Oh, I'm 1 supply short of being able to use a bonus for, oh no, I have extra all-purpose that I'm not going to need. Ooh, hold on, yeah, so let's just do this first. Okay, 3 eggs are going to give me another voluntary agency, so I'm going to get 1 time in order to cook my baguette here. So I need 8 all-purpose and 8 yeast in order to bake that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and yeast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. So I got my 8 baguettes, and I did it the first time. So how many of these ciabattas can I get? So I need high gluten, oil, and yeast. I have 2 high gluten, I have 2 oil, and I have 2 yeast. So there we go. And I need 1 time for that. So I'm going to borrow out of the, let's see, I'll do, okay, I'll cross off 1 more of these by taking an egg and 2 all-purpose flours. So that'll give me that extra time. I'll cross that off to do my baking, and 2 high gluten, 2 yeast, 2 oil. Gets me my ciabatta. So circle that, and I get 2 of those. And okay, all the baking is done. Let's see, fame-wise, I definitely want 1 more fame so that I can get to that number 8, because otherwise I'm not going to get those bucks there. So I'm going to basically spend 3 to get 8. I mean, that's going to be a fair trade. I'm okay with that. So we'll do that. So cross 1 of those off. So I know I'm going to have to spend 3 there, but that gets me that number 8. Is there anything else I want to do? Okay, so here's some funny little math. So what I can do is I could add a star onto my baguette. So that would cost 2. So I'd have to come over here. Oh, I've already spent this one. I'd have to come over here to the hiring agency and borrow 2 time. That would cost me 6. But by adding a star to the baguette, that's going to get me 1 extra on all 8 of these. So I'll get back 8. So I'll net 2. This is a whole lot of work just for 2. But if that's a 2 that's going to get me past one of my competitors, then I don't want to be laughing at that. So I'll take those 2 and use those 2 time in order to visit the Bakery Academy to gain 1 star, to get another star on my baguette. And that's it. I think that's done. I don't need to get any more fame. So and that's the only thing that costs just a single unit of time. So I think that's it. Let's count up points and see where we ended up. So we'll go in order of breads. So the baguette, I've completed 8. So under here that says if I've completed 8, then I'm going to get $3 per loaf under the 6 plus. Except I have 3 stars, so that's going to get me 6 per loaf. So total of 6 times the 8 loaves, so 48, plus 2 more for baking once. So that gets me 50 for the baguette. For the ciabatta, super cheap one, so ciabatta gets me 2. If I bake anywhere from 1 to 3, there's no stars on it, so it's just a 2. So 2, 4, and an extra there, so 6. That'll almost cancel out the -9 that I take over here with having 3 gone for the 3 that I borrowed there. Let's see. The sourdough is a big one. Okay, so sourdough, I have 6 plus, so that's going to get me 7 per, and I got 3 quality stars on that, so it's going to give me 10. 10 times 8 for 80, plus the 2 extra, so 82. That's a nice big points there. And then, okay, looking at fame. So we have 6, 7, 8, and the 16 here. So the total fame now is going to be, all right, so 7, 8, so 15, 21, and then was 16, so 21, 31, 37. So we'll say, let's add up all the fame here. Say that's a 37. And let's check on the awards. So best technique, produce 3 different types. Got it. Gain 5 quality stars. I have 6. Got that. Produce 15 loaves. I've got 16, 17, 18. Got that. Best known. I've got 9 fame here plus an extra 3 there. And I've reached business size 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 10 per. And that gets me 50 there. So I think I've maxed out the points pretty much with this strategy I had in mind. All right, so let's drop down a little math here. So I have 50 plus 50, 1,000? No, 100. Okay, so I got 100 there. Plus 82, 182. 188. Minus that 9, so that drops me back to 179. And 37, I don't like that. I'm going to do slow math here. So 79, 89, 99, 09, plus another 17 gets me a 7. It gets me to a 16. So 216. All right. Feel like that's a pretty good score. Maybe there's other strategies. Maybe I can optimize it better. Maybe I can go back to the Excel spreadsheet. Maybe I just don't care anymore. I think that's it. I'm done with this game. That was fun. I got into it for a day, and I'm calling it quits. No more. But, if you want to play it, give it a try. Maybe it looked interesting to you. It could be fun to try other strategies that don't get as much. Maybe that do get as much. I don't know. I think I'm done rambling. Oh, that was the game. Bye, folks. Thanks for visiting. The tournament's fun, though. I like pulling out these different games. Even if this is a game that I don't want to play again, it was kind of fun checking out something new, seeing the things that the games that are coming up in the print and play environment and the tournaments and all that. So, yeah, this is good. This is fun. Bye-bye.